catch the life. Welcome, who just arrived, daddy and daughter. Double jeopardy, talker. Different topic, saga. Learn something before your departure. Grab a cup of tea, coffee, water. Make we reason, make we reason. Podcast throughout the season. Make we reason, make we reason.
Nelly, make we reason, no?
Wagwan, Dad. What did I do now?
No, that is the name of the podcast we should have.
Okay, go on. I kind of like that idea.
Hear me out. We've been separated for 10 years, and I really missed our lively discussions. We would talk about everything from relationships to politics, even the topics that would be considered too dangerous and extreme.
I'm on board, as long as we respect each other's opinion, even when we disagree. And no judging.
Sure, I can do that. I can at least try.
We're both immigrants from the lovely island of Jamaica. Since we've been living in the United States for more than 15 years, we definitely have some old and new topics to discuss. Some of us have an old school view of life,
while some of us have a fascinating vantage point. We still try to find commonality in the gray areas. Our Jamaican American experience gives us a unique perspective to which you may also relate. Join us as we agree and disagree, or agree to disagree on any topic. We just talk, and we love it.
We are a daddy-daughter duo.
And we have something to say about everything.
That we can agree on.
All right. Welcome back, my podcast audience. Welcome to Mecca Reason once again. Yeah. And remember, this is a daddy-daughter duo.
Hey.
And we're here to have a conversation. Well, you know what? Let me tell you something about me. I sang in a boys' choir for 7 years. The famous Casey Chapel Choir. Traveled all over Jamaica and overseas in that choir. Did it for 7 years. Loved it. My name is T. Rob. Welcome to the podcast, everyone.
And as for me, you are talking to a U.S. Air Force veteran. You hear me? Okay, I was a supply technician in the Air Force for 4 years, and I was stationed at Moody Air Force Base. So call me ma'am, okay? All right, time for our Wild Wild World News. Hit it, T-Rob.
Wild Wild World News!
So our Wild Wild World News is on the funny side. This is the case of the stinky spaceship, okay? All right. So like SpaceX, right? That
yes.
program that Elon Musk has.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. Yeah, I want to call it Elon. But anyway, his SpaceX crew is stuck basically using diapers as a means of, getting
going to the bathroom.
Yes. Because the toilets are broken.
God.
Now tell me, this $50 million spaceship, whatever that's going up in the sky, and the toilets are broken?
Jeez. Wow. That's
I'm
weird.
Like, were they so focused on the actual, I guess,
mission
that they forget, you know what? The toilets are not important at this time.
They might have inspected the ship without inspecting the toilets.
So, I mean, I just don't know, as a grown woman walking around with a diaper on and my waist is in there, pee or otherwise.
Something to imagine.
Yeah. So that's our Wild Wild World News for this week.
That is really wild. The case of the stinky spaceship. Elon Musk, where you at? You have some explaining to do.
Oh boy.
That was funny.
So, welcome to our Caribbean things. I definitely want to send, or we definitely want to send congratulations to Keisha Thorpe. She won the Global Teacher Prize and then also $1 million.
Woo, she becomes a millionaire.
Yes. So she beat out 800 teachers in 121 countries for this prize. And
Wow.
she's Jamaican born.
What?
Okay, yes.
Really? Now,
Yes.
what does she teach?
Let's see. So at this point in time, she is teaching 12th grade English.
English teacher.
And she's an English teacher, and she lives in Maryland.
Wow.
You know, and she's mostly dealing with students of the what they call low income students. So, she personally relates to their experience because, she's coming from kind of like that situation, so she identifies with them for sure.
Humble beginnings.
Yes. See
Right.
how, where, I wouldn't say your past, but how you grow up can definitely influence others and kind of be a beacon for others. So yes, definitely congratulations to her. And we hope to hear big things from her.
Well, we're hearing big things already.
Right.
If she won $1 million for being the best teacher or teacher of the year.
Those are the kind of teachers we need in Jamaica, man. Like, come on, see? Again, we lost another one, guys.
Different topic saga. Learn something before your departure. Grab a cup of tea, coffee, water. Make we reason.
So our topic this week is Rumhead.
Rumhead Bizniz. Yes.
You understand me? So why did we take on this topic?
That's on the serious part of things. Because we were both doing research, right, T-Rob? And what did we encounter? Kind of like doing our Googles. What did we encounter?
Well, let me tell you something. On researching this topic, I did a search for Jamaican alcoholics. Not even one hit.
Right.
But you see, as soon as I put in Jamaican Rumhead, I get hits all over the place. So Rumhead
especially YouTube.
Exactly.
YouTube.
So Rumhead is a serious cliche term.
Yeah. It's
used in Jamaica, and that's how we know it as.
Cause we know for all for we thing. We know for all for we thing.
You understand me?
What you talk about?
Seek ye first money, then all things shall be added to you. Pretty house, pretty girl, and pretty car. And when you feel, just turn to this.
Oh, what that?
Grand nephew.
So that.
All right. Oh, what a friend we have in drinking. All those drunk and drop to death. Oh, what a privilege to carry everything to Ray and nephew.
But getting on one side of the conversation,
sure.
I just don't remember hearing the word alcoholics or alcoholism being used in Jamaican language.
I feel like that's a spooky term, and it probably those from Upper St. Andrew would say, but regular people, would probably say Rumhead.
And we laugh it off, right?
Right.
And then you see Rumhead drop down upon the sidewalk, a stagger find him way home 1 o'clock in the morning. Or pretty much some of them don't even make it home. Some of them in a gutter, dog will come and lick them mouth and all them something there. Boy, oh boy.
You know what? I am going to stand up for all Rumheads and say, you know what? For the most part, we don't really see it as a sad case because you know why? I feel like Jamaica, for the most part, life hard.
Yeah.
So when somebody drink themselves into a stupor, it's like, boy, me no blame them at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me know what you
Because
mean.
life hard.
I know what you mean.
But at the same time, most of these people are not driving. So for the most part, they're not really harming anybody. But that's what we see on the surface. You don't know what these people do probably when them go home. How they respond. I have a story like that for sure.
Yeah.
But just Rumhead are something whereas we take very lightly in Jamaica.
Of course we do. And
Yeah.
we take it too lightly because, as I said, anybody who are rummed, we don't think them need treatment. We just figure them out, some of them are rummed, and that's where it sits. You know,
Right. Like
to the
like it-
rummed,
like
to the rummed boy, to the
I have a
rummed man
question.
there.
I have a question. Are there AA meetings in Jamaica?
I don't
Haha.
think that's a good question.
Are there AA meetings?
Question
Like
for
does
the
do
Ministry of
yes.
what? Wealth, and not wealth, but health and wellness,
Or
maybe
even a church who has
a
normally churches
program.
are the ones who have the AA meetings. Yeah.
Yeah, but we are a pro drinking culture. Would you say Jamaicans
Yes,
pro drinkers?
because when I was growing up, I would number one go shop and buy rum and buy beer and nobody's carding me
Wow.
because
At that young age, what? How old were you
we're
buying
talking about
alcohol?
like 7, 8 going to shop by myself.
Right. It
Nobody
was
is going to
considered
card
harmless.
me.
Considered harmless for us young children. You can
Right.
go buy alcohol, a flask of rum or whatever.
And you know what too? Especially when like either dance a keep a your yard or some gathering a keep a your yard and there's always that auntie or uncle who come say, come take a sip, come taste this
Mm.
at 7 or 8.
Wow. Wow. So we never really realize how dangerous we're treading waters.
Hmm.
Right?
But there's something to be said about that. That's my favorite phrase because we are not so, I guess drinking is not so taboo when we get to 21 like in America where these children drink themselves into like a coma at 21. That's what they do because 21 is the age to drink and rather legal age to drink, and that's basically
That's when
what they set out to do.
they
Like
binge.
they
Yes.
binge drink and they go into this coma because they weren't exposed to alcohol at a younger age. I mean,
Right.
for the most part.
So
So it becomes no, yeah, let me just go all out because now I can do it.
yeah.
You know.
But there is something to be said about the Jamaican culture with drinking. And again, this is an era where we have pride and we brag and boast, oh, we bossy and stay. Right? And if a man, you drink with somebody in a bar or somewhere in our club, you have to be able to hold your liquor because you get enough respect if you can't hold your liquor. And so
Yes.
sometimes you drink all a dozen alcoholic beverages, whether it be beer or stout.
Hmm.
And so you're drinking and, you can't tap out. You can't say, they must send
But stop.
they must send round after rounds and rounds after rounds your way. And you
I
can't basically say no more. You can't say no more. You have to drink it.
Right. I have definitely succumbed to that peer pressure. Um when I was at UWI, right? And I don't know if you know there's something called the KC tree at UWI.
No, never been
So,
exposed to it.
all right. So there's a KC tree at UWI and
You
all
mean
my friends.
KC tree, meaning KC Kingston College tree?
Yes, because I remember I used
Really?
to hang out with all the KC guys.
Oh, that's how we're good. That's how we're famous. You have a
Oh,
KC tree at UA.
whatever.
Wow, go
Anyway,
purples.
let me tell my story.
Yeah,
There's a
go on.
KC tree. There's a KC tree at UWI, right? And this is the open campus. You can bring your liquor. Nobody not really say anything
You
about that.
can bring your liquor.
You can bring your
Did you
liquor.
say you can bring your
You
liquor?
can bring your liquor on campus. Somebody not saying anything to you.
We're a drinking culture.
I know.
Gosh, are you
So
kidding me?
and I wasn't say of age. I think I was maybe 17, 18 at that time. But
Really?
anyway, yes. Anyway, um I think it was at midterms they'd finish and I must say, okay, no, kind of like not to say that you don't have to go to class, but at this point the teachers had to get the grades out, is what I'm saying. So they were canceling classes and so we had nothing left to do but sit there and do whatever. So my friends brought their liquor every day with a shot glass, and we just drink under the tree from morning when we reach a school until evening. Just the day, drink, drink, drink. This was my very first time being drunk. Kid you not, I don't know how. Me take a bus from Huey to Barbican Terrace. I walk from Barbican Terrace up on Hope Road. That's how I walk going. I don't remember
You don't
doing that.
remember?
All I remember is I come in and Tomas said, let me in. And I go inside the house and flap right on the bed and wake up in the same position. I don't know if I said anything else to answer myself after that. And I think
Wow.
Lucky was like right next to me on the bed. I didn't even smell him or it was just like right there. Smell her.
And Lucky was the dog
Yes,
then.
yes, sorry,
Just
yes,
to
Lucky
just
was
to
done.
elaborate on that.
But I'm telling you, like that was like my first experience with being so drunk. And then
Wow.
I remember I was talking foolishness and my friends were just laughing at me. I just knew it.
Were you the only one drunk, if you can
No,
remember?
no, I wasn't. I wasn't. But they're like, oh my gosh,
Wow.
basically, drink some water, hurry up and drink some water because you were ready for go home. No, you know what I mean? And we're talking about from morning till night.
Yes. So quite an experience.
Yes.
But, the sense of doing this topic and, what, the essence of the conversation is basically sort of to point out that we as a Jamaican culture, there are certain things that we take and treat trivially, right? And there are some things that we don't do well,
And we don't speak
and we
about it.
and we don't talk
Yeah.
about it. And this is, how we trivialize alcoholism,
Yeah.
and there's people who are dying and there's serious injuries and serious illnesses which can be acquired from drinking alcohol and alcohol poisoning.
Right.
But on the side of it, it took me coming and living in the United States to figure out that alcoholism was a serious issue. Because let's face it, when I was living in Jamaica, usually say a Friday evening time when the police them get paid, or month end
Yeah.
or whatever, you can just be assured that the bar will go filled with
Police
policemen,
in them
a drink,
uniform, right?
in them uniform, drinking.
Mm-hmm.
And there wasn't anything or any rules or regulations against it.
No.
If there was, we weren't so privy on or knowledgeable
We're a
about
very
those
laid back
rules.
culture. My goodness.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So the term drunk driving and drunk driver never really dawned on us. We don't use those terms in Jamaica because
No.
guess what? A man drunk and going in car. You just basically say, walk good or drive good. Make sure so you drive good.
Right.
And you expect him to get home and reach home safely.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think there's any danger in it. It's until we came to the United States that we found out this was a serious issue and the term drunk driving became real. And I'm going, you know what? But that's serious. And look where we used to go on with the Jamaica. Look how we treated it in Jamaica. So that's the reason why we brought this topic up. Just comparing the two cultures. And drinking is a serious, big difference between how the two cultures deal with it.
Right.
So,
for sure, as I said, that to just piggyback on your point, we have different attitudes towards alcohol, and even so. Oh, here's another thing. J. Ray and nephew. Oh, the baby not sleep, or my teeth, put liquor rum pan him buckle, nipple.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Really?
You don't
That's
know.
the first time I'm hearing that.
No, that you have to be kidding me.
Me know you rub up with beer rum, but
No,
not for
beer rum. You can't drink beer rum.
No, I understand, but with the word rum, just triggered
No,
the
if the baby is
beer rum.
teething or having trouble sleeping, you put them say,
You put liquor
put your
rum.
put your finger in the rum buckle and put it on the nipple or the pacifier, or we call soda.
So you give them a touch of the alcohol so them can knock out.
Right. Or kind of like numb the gums for teething.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
I've never done it because I am afraid of my child,
I've never heard of
alcohol
that.
negatively. But for sure, there is also I guess a personal story of mine where, my grandfather, he drank. Again,
Hmm.
it's something that we didn't speak about because at this point he is the head of the household and you can't contest the head of the household. Him a big man and you can't tell him what to do. Right? And so he came in drunk one night and he was watching TV and his normal modus operandi or his MO is watch TV, use the bathroom and go to bed. But this particular night he turned off the TV, all right, but he came into my room, bust opened the door, and thought that he was in the bathroom, opened my clothes basket because my clothes basket had a lid, that's where you put the dirty clothes in, and almost proceeded to use the bathroom in my clothes baskets. And so I jumped out of my bed and actually had to push my grandfather into
Really?
the
The
bathroom because
bathroom.
the bathroom was across the way anyway, which was an easy push. And I said, no, no, daddy, over the other side.
Yeah.
And him then like, where you talk about? He's in his own little world inside his head,
Wow.
and you know,
That
kitchen.
was your
Right, that
experience.
was my experience with that.
You know?
And that's actually was the first time I've actually seen. I've smelled alcohol on him, but I've never.
Hmm.
This was, I feel like, the first display of okay, he's really drunk. You
Yeah.
know, I was the first and last actually, and
This is what drunk looks like for
right,
him.
right. And so I really felt that he might have had one too many more than his maximum that he normally gets because
Maybe
I
intentionally.
feel like, he was a functional alcoholic where, he
Yeah.
because he used to walk from Spanish Town to Ensom. He used to walk from Spanish Town
Wow.
to Ensom.
He was functioning all
Right.
right.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? And so
Yeah.
there was no, except for that
Yeah.
little episode, I feel like he was all right. So at that point,
Yeah.
nobody spoke about it. Nobody mentioned it afterwards. Nobody asked me if I was all right. Or, is everything okay with you? There was nobody to check up on me that way to say, okay, I'm sorry this happened to you. This, that, and the other. So, it's funny to me now, but it
Yeah.
wasn't funny then.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
So
I totally understand. But, and then the next morning you wake up and you would think that something needs to be fixed and this man, your grandfather, has a problem, but you didn't even go there, right?
no,
Because
no, didn't even
it's
cross my
it's
mind.
par for the course.
Yeah, didn't even cross my mind.
You know, you didn't say, well, dad, you have our granddad, you have to check yourself into a treatment program
Right.
because you have a problem.
Yeah. No, didn't even cross my
And
mind. Go to school.
we don't go there. We don't go there in our culture at all.
I mean, do
You know,
we even have those
the
facilities?
facilities. Yeah, that's a good
I
question.
probably Bellevue them send you.
Gosh.
Right?
Oh boy. I would hate to think that's a
Goodly
solution to
Bellevue them send you.
alcoholism. But, as I said before, people drink and they function in Jamaica as if there's nothing wrong. And there's a whole bunch of alcoholics in Jamaica. There's a lot, but they're functioning and are functional.
But Dad,
And so we just blow it off,
right.
right?
But Dad, when was the first time you ever had an alcoholic drink or got drunk?
Well,
If it was just two different stories. If it's two
well,
different stories.
yeah, it's two different answers, two different stories.
Okay.
But I'm gonna give you one the first time I got drunk. And I can tell you this. It was horrible.
Yikes.
I'm telling you, it's the worst feeling that you can ever have. But anyway, we, as a little boy, your parents would drink a beer and then give you a sip. You get a sip off of the beer.
Right, yeah, come taste this. Uh-huh.
Yeah, right. So my father was a coward drinker. His friends would come by the house and they would buy beer, not hard liquor, because that's another thing, it looked like you have grades, experts, level, Rumhead, meaning drink the rum without anything at all, just the raw J, Ray, and nephew.
Rum is very what it was. It's it's daggering. It's like very harsh. Versus
Yes.
beer and wine are very
Beer's
smooth.
modest and light.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right, right.
But you have the hardcore drunks, rumhead, we're
I
just going and buy half flask of rum and just put it in a glass and just drink the rum straight
I
without
never
anything.
understood that. Like that, they're drinking like water, and they go mix it up with milk.
Milk and Coke and
Oh my
rum
gosh.
and
And
Pepsi.
that J Ray and nephew is no joke. That thing is
I'm telling you,
literally
it's
like
strong.
gasoline. Like,
And don't forget Appleton.
oh,
Don't forget Appleton. You understand me? Two of the best rums in the world.
oh yeah, oh
But
yeah.
let me tell you this. My father was a coward drinker. So when his friends come by, they would drink beer. But he would actually ask us to sneak the beer that he was drinking away, throw the beer down the sink and catch water in it.
I think that's smart.
And just give the impression that he's drinking and keeping up, but he was drinking water in the bottle.
I feel that is the smartest thing you can do to not be peer pressured into actual drinking.
Yes. So he escaped it that way. So I'm happy to say that I've never experienced alcoholics or alcoholism with the really negative images or somebody being drunk in the house. My
So
mother never
wait.
drank.
So what a drug story there?
I mean, I talk about me now.
Oh, okay.
So I've never seen the images at home
Okay,
about
got it,
getting
got it.
any parents getting drunk or having any drunk tirades.
Okay.
But when I became of age, when the age was, there wasn't any age limit for Jamaican drinking.
So what
anyway.
how old were you then?
I was about 19 going 20.
Okay.
So I was under 21. And I was out of high school. And so now I'm my own big man. So now my friend them and I went to a club. And they're buying the liquor.
What that Cactus?
No. This was up Alpha Tree Road, Constant Spring Road. I don't remember the club name. A long time. We're talking about over 30 years ago.
Okay.
And so we're drinking. And we're at the counter, the bar, drinking at the club. And so them a pour on the liquor. They're pouring it on, rounds after rounds. You go halfway that time I was drinking, I think it was Heineken. And so you drink this thing, half a dozen in an hour, and they'll keep pouring on this liquor. I got to the point where I was now feeling like I better stop.
A little tipsy.
Now I'm beginning to feel the effects of it. And them say Heineken is like water. But after you had so many, maybe 6 or 7 or 8, going a dozen, then it starts to take effect.
Wow. Well, I mean, wow. That's a pretty high tolerance for somebody who just really started drinking. 6
Yeah,
or
but that's
7.
the thing. Yes, it was more than that. I drank about a dozen because they kept coming, and the same thing, that the peer pressure, right?
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, for me, 2 Heineken make me go whoops.
Make you spin.
Yeah.
Right. Physiology. So I drank about a dozen Heineken that night, but I kid you not. I was ready to go to the bathroom to go pee because now I have to expel some of this liquid. And when I got up off the chair, off the stool, and stepped on the floor actually sank.
Yeah.
I felt like I was walking on a pillow.
Oh my goodness.
Every step I made, the floor was sinking.
I actually know that feeling. I know that feeling.
And I was actually holding on to the wall.
A knee buckle.
A knee buckle. And the floor is sinking. And I'm like, oh my God, what did I just do? And I felt like, gosh, this is horrible. What did I do this? How am I going to get to the bathroom? Oh, I'm going to pee. Oh, gosh. And I stumbled coming back. And then the guys were saying, one more round. I'm like, no. We're done. I'm ready to go home.
Oh my goodness.
And so I basically ended the night. Before I stepped in the car, I threw everything up on the back seat. On the back seat. Okay. Brand new car.
So,
oh
wow. I have a similar story, Dad. I have a very similar story.
To wrap up, that gave me a negative experience on drinking And I think that curbed my actual attitude towards drinking from that night on, 30 something years ago. And
Okay,
so I found out drinking was not the thing for me.
I agree. Here's where I kind of like learned my limits and what I shouldn't be doing. It was my 26th birthday. I had my own apartment. I was living in Georgia. I was living in South Georgia when I was in the military. And I had my 26th birthday party, and I invited everybody that I knew. And apparently, these guys that I knew from security forces, Kenny and Joe and Q, you guys are the reason why I
I
don't.
hope you listen.
Let me tell you something. These guys got this big old pan and throw what do you call it, like 40. I don't remember what it was, but it's like it's 40 proof liquor or something like that, right?
Okay, okay,
And they put like cherries and like pineapple chunks in there, and then we're talking about like Ciroc, and we're talking about like rum. They call it jungle juice.
okay.
And let me tell you, you know what? What's so funny about jungle juice? It's so sweet
Really
that the alcohol content kind of like your body,
is
yeah,
secondary.
right? Because alcohol is still kind of like sugar. So it's
Yeah,
like I don't know.
yeah,
There's something about that mix up of sugar makes the alcohol, taste it at the forefront. It's the sweetness that gets you.
yeah.
So I'm there drinking. I'm like, oh, this tastes so good. I'm there partying. And then I was there, after, I think it was after a good 2 hours of me partying and eating and all that stuff. I sat down. I think my favorite song was playing. After my favorite song was playing, and I sat down, and my friend looked me dead in the eye. Sheldon looked me dead in the eye, and he mouthed to me, he's like, "Are you all right?" And I just nodded my head, no. Listen, luckily, the bathroom was directly in front of me because we were downstairs, so a half bath downstairs. And I went
Mm.
right in there and missed the toilet.
Oh, geez.
And all my vomit was all over the walls
Oh
behind the
God,
toilet.
the
I'm
toilet.
talking about projectile vomiting here.
Oh
Oh
no.
my goodness. And you know what? It's bad enough that I had to be the one to clean it up the next morning because it's my
Oh,
place.
geez. Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, never again. Don't ever mention no kind of jungle juice or Tarzan juice or whatever to me. Leave it alone. I'm not doing it. I'm like, if it, and it's because it was like a mix up of different alcohols too. I'm like, don't. If you're drinking beer, stick with beer. If you're drinking wine, stick with wine. If you're drinking rum, stick with rum. Don't mix your alcohols
Don't mix.
together. That will that will get you into a stupor.
Golden rule. So you don't drink anymore, I take
I
it,
I do it on occasion. On
but not
occasion.
overly. Not
No, no,
overly.
not
You know your
for
limits,
right.
right?
I know my limits, and my limit is one actually. I would drink just one, and then it's water after that and non-alcoholic
Right.
because at this point in my life I don't recover from hangovers too well. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're just gonna leave that out.
Yeah.
Um
Totally.
so that's where
There's
I'm at right now in my life.
there is some things that I can do without in my life at this point, and drinking is one of those things. I really don't need to drink.
No,
There
no.
is no essential benefits to drinking at this age and in my life. So I just don't drink. I will eat a good rum cake or wine cake or
Ooh,
what you want to say
black cake.
with
Dum dum dum.
the
Dum 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 dum.
you understand me? That's as far as I would go. But we're drinking, any type of liquor. I would say I would drink a beer. Used to drink a beer occasionally, but I haven't drank beer in
Wait,
years.
Dad. I did have a question about that first time. About how old were you when you said you, I guess, tasted liquor the first time?
About 19, no, not liquor the first time. I mean, got drunk the
No,
first
no,
time.
no. Talking about like when you tasted it first time.
Well, beer at
Right.
around 7, 8 years old.
Okay.
When
Wow.
we used to get a sip off of the beer, and
Okay.
because it was so prevalent in the culture, right?
Right.
People that drink beer around you, just ask
I,
them,
I
"Can I
guess
get a sip?"
it would be different for boys than girls, I feel, because I didn't get my
Yeah.
first taste of liquor until I was like really 16.
Mm.
And my friend,
Okay.
yeah, my friend Michelle was the first one to buy it for me.
Okay.
We were on like a submarine program. I think we were at Margaritaville or something like that.
Yeah.
And he bought it for me because the bartender was like, "No, you're too young," and I'm like, "Dang it,"
Yeah.
and so
So the essence of the whole culture is that we start off very
young.
young in Jamaica with alcohol exposure.
Yeah.
And again, just to wrap up, it's the seriousness of alcoholism which we have become aware of. Living in the States, it has brought us to a certain awareness of how serious a trouble, an issue this is.
Yeah.
And we just blow it off in Jamaica. So there you have it.
Yeah.
But, a call to action would be, please don't drink and drive, because there is a lot of, what should I say, negative things which can happen. We know that death can
Don't
occur.
even be buzzed and drive. Like, I feel
Right.
like there's even that, part of it that, even if you feel just a little tipsy, don't even drive. And some people talk about, "Oh, I'm a better driver when I'm drunk."
Yes,
Oh, really?
that's when them drive better. Right.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, you can go by yourself and,
Yeah.
don't bring me in there.
We know Jamaicans copy Americans,
Oh,
but
for sure.
don't copy the drunk driving
No.
and the driving fatalities from this country. Please don't do it.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's all I have
I
to
would
say.
love to see the statistics on that. In
On drunk
Jamaica,
driving in Jamaica.
yeah, versus,
Yeah.
and again, there's a fact that we are very small. Not much of us have cars there,
Mhm.
and so there has to be like a margin of error when it comes to comparing those two.
Cultures.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
But let's end lightly, Dad. I know we're going
Yes.
over a little bit, but um these are my top 5. Although I drink, but I'm a very a sophisticated drinker at this point
All
in
right.
my life.
Okay. Got you.
So my number 5 favorite alcoholic drink is a tie between Heineken and Red Stripe.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Number 4 is Dragon Stout, but
Mm.
it have to have condensed milk or oats.
Milk. Right. So you change the whole formula. It's
Right.
not a Dragon Stout anymore.
Right. I wouldn't drink Dragon Stout by itself.
By itself.
Right. Even if I don't have oats, I'd still put condensed milk in it. And there's something about it that's so nice.
Strong back, them call it.
Oh, okay. Oh. All right. And then number 3 would be Finelli's rum cream. I know I used to love what's the Irish rum, the rum cream that we have in Jamaica?
Tia Maria.
Yes, I used to love that.
There's
between Bailey's and Tia
Bailey's
Maria.
and Tia Maria.
But let me tell you,
coffee liqueur.
Right, Finelli's.
That was awesome.
Finelli's Irish rum cream. There's nothing smoother, and it took me a while to get to this point.
Really?
Right. Number 2, the go-to for any Jamaican dance, Smirnoff Ice.
Okay.
And then number 1, my favorite of all, is Taylor Port wine.
Okay.
That's my go-to drink. Like anything.
Got you.
So
you sound like a professional that you've actually reviewed 5 drinks and you're telling the manufacturers what you think.
Right.
I am not so advanced.
Okay.
Because to be honest with you, you just brought up the what do you call it? Rum cream.
Yeah.
And Bailey's and Tia Maria were part of my favorite drink. I love that texture.
Every time you say that word, I remember driving at the bus and smelling it. I think it's on Spanish Town Road.
Jerry and Nephew.
Yeah, I smell it, that part. And there was a big bottle outside.
Yes, on the top of the building.
I smell that. There's a particular smell that comes
Jerry and Nephew. Yeah. Again, just a warning to our Jamaican people and our American listeners: don't drink and drive. We have to get serious with this Rumhead business. right? We can't just blow it off. So,
No.
all right, there's lives at stake, including your life.
Yeah.
So think carefully. All right.
Know your maximum. Know your max as to how many drinks you can take. And then after that, just water. Just, water.
Okay. Good way to end the segment. So there you have it. Daddy daughter duo.
The daddy daughter duo. Talking about Rumhead business. Okay, so you have to tell us, do you have any stories regarding, rum and business, or a simply funny story that you have with an encounter with alcohol? Just let us know. Send us a note. We won't judge you. It's all in good fun, or just simply let us know. When was the first time you taste a little thing? When they get a little sip. Just tell us. We're not here to judge you. We're just here to have a good time.
All right. So that's good. Just give us your stories at Facebook, Mecra Reason. And you can drop a line on Instagram as well. Follow us. All right. And again, I can't say enough. If you get a chance to subscribe to the podcast, just please like the podcast, share it with your friends and family and loved ones. And then subscribe to the podcast so you can get every episode. You don't miss episode every other Sunday. That's how we release. All right. This week, I have a brata. And this is the first time I'm endorsing a TV series. It is a program called The First 48 on A&E. And let me tell you why I love watching this series. I don't miss an episode.
Why is that? Why is that?
Because when you see from scratch how these detectives go through in solving murders, from the crime scene to collecting evidence, to interviewing witnesses and going through the various situations or scenarios which caused the crime.
When you see sophisticated process.
Yes, they're so methodical that it has me glued every time, because sometimes I just go, they're not going to solve this crime. And they end up solving these murders. And I'm just, taken aback by the way in which they do it in a very methodical way. They basically just do everything they can to solve the murders. And I dream that one day the Jamaican law enforcement, the detectives, can solve crimes and be effective at solving crime or murders, just like how these people in the United States, the police force in the United States, how they solve crime. I dream of that day because I think it would actually do well for our crime stats.
Oh, yes.
Right?
And there will be no more gunman running in the nearby bushes and we don't hear about him. Never again.
Exactly. And so I am dreaming that one day our law enforcement operation can be more effective at solving crimes in such a way that it negatively or positively impacts the crime rate. Get it down. So people know if them commit the crime, they're going to get caught. If they commit a murder, they'll most likely
get caught.
Mm-hmm. I think that will help our crime rate.
All a man have to do is, do some dirt in a one next parish and go move a one next parish. Here and lay low.
Exactly.
And that's it. Nobody knows where he is. I'll go in the bush somewhere, go live. And that's just the end of that.
Exactly.
But I really hope, again, I have those same dreams for Jamaica. We definitely need to not only pay our police officers a good salary, but them stop bribe the people them when them stop them. But for the most part, like, every time we see when Jamaica Constabulary Force about new truck and new bus and new this and that, I feel like that budget can go towards, crime solving technology. To have a consultant from US or whatever to come teach these guys how to really do some CSI magic or some CSI, stuff to solve crime. All right, family, listen. You can listen to the Make Reason podcast on Spotify, Amazon Music, Deezer, Player FM, Podcast Index, Listen Notes, Pocket Cast, and also Apple Podcast. Please subscribe and listen. We love having new listeners. So if you have any of these apps, you can subscribe to the podcast on any of these apps. So, make we reason.
For the next episode of Make a Reason, we're going to talk about the language, the Jamaican language, the English language, or the American accent.
Yes.
But we're going to talk about just language. Some words we want to know where them come from, how they originated, how we use them in the Jamaican language. And, you know, we're going to go through and basically find out some of these proper terms for these Jamaican patois words.
Right.
You know, it's going to be fun.
As a linguistic scholar myself, this is a very important topic that I would love to discuss in my Upper St. Andrew voice.
Yes. So we're going to learn a lot about the language, and we promise to keep it clean. So you might want to stay tuned for that episode.
Yes,
all
no
right?
clots allowed.
That's right. The Clot family leave Earth.
Right.
Not
Although I
alive.
have an explanation for those, but that's another.
Yeah. But we're going to talk about the language, and it should be a very interesting reasoning. So,
Words like autoclaps.
well,
and
yeah, get them a preview. Yeah, wet them up beside.
yeah, man.
You know,
Who
our
can tell me
language.
what autoclaps is? Who you can tell me what autoclaps is?
Well,
We discuss
our
that in the next wave.
our language is so unique. It's so much fun. So you want to stay tuned and listen to some serious talking and reasoning about our language. All right.
It's gonna. I guarantee you're going to laugh at this one. It's very funny, very very funny.
And so you'll know why we say "yeah, man" when we say it. All right. So
And Irie.
yeah. So stay tuned. Walk good. I remember we're going to advice in a Rumhead business. Don't drink and drive. Stay safe. All right,
Yes.
people.
As Miss Lou say, walk good in my Upper St. Andrew voice.
As we say in Jamaica, liquor more.
And Nelly, get your podcast show. Reason just a flow. Get your podcast show. Learn something